So here we will discuss about the equality of opportunity in matters of the public employment, which comes under Article 16 of the Indian Constitution. So what is what is that thing? What is that matter which comes under this equality of opportunity in matters of public employment? That means here it is said that no person shall be discriminated or ineligible to get the job opportunities, to get the opportunity in matters of public employment. In matter of the public employment only on the grounds of religion, race, caste, sex or place of birth. Here. So this is what the statement that we need to remember according to Article 16 of the Indian Constitution. So what is the 16 talks about? Equality of opportunity in matters of public employment. That means there should be no inequality. There should be equality in matters of the opportunities. But there are some cases in which, since because of this religion, since because of your this caste, since because of you belong to this race, that you are not eligible for this job, you are not eligible for this employment. It's not like that. The state shall not deny to any person regarding to this public employment only on the basis of the religion, race, caste, sex or the place of birth. Everybody is given the equal right and under the equal circumstances, and everybody is having the right to get the job employment, job opportunities, and they are not discriminated only on the grounds of these points. So that's what we need to understand from equality of opportunity in matters of public employment, which comes under Article 16. So if the question is asked to you that what talks about, what is there in Article 16? The Article 16 talks about what the matter. So that's what you have to say. And the next one we will discuss here, that is abolition of untouchability. Abolition of untouchability. It comes under Article 17 of the Indian Constitution. So Article 17, according to Article 17 of the Indian Constitution, here it says that the untouchability, the practices of the untouchability should be abolished. That means there should be no, the practice of untouchability. And one who practices the untouchability will be prosecuted, will be punished under the Untouchability Offence Act. Untouchability Offence Act 1955. So this is also that you need to remember that if you will practice the untouchability, that you will be punished, because the untouchability has been abolished under this Article 17 of the Indian Constitution. So what is this? But there are some people those who are really old, they are coming after a long time, they are coming from a long time. The old people, basically most of the old people, follow the practices of untouchability, that if any one of you will visit the shops of those people, then what do they say, how do they react? You just put the money here and you take out this one. So this is what the reaction that they do. But this is not we have to do like this, because everybody is equal. We are all equal. We are all Indians, that we need to feel as the Indians. We need to die for the country. We need to live for the country. We need to achieve for this country. And this country, the blood of Indian, it is, I think it is there in the bottom of your heart, and will be there, obviously. And you are going to become one of the biggest transformation to change the society wherein the negative and wherein many of the negative feelings are buried. So this is what that you need to remember. The first one, abolition of untouchability, is the Article 17 talks about. But if you will practice untouchability, that you will be punished under the Untouchability Offence Act 1955. But later this Untouchability Offence Act has been renamed as the Protection of the Civil Rights Act. Protection of the Civil Rights Act. (1955). So initially there is Untouchability Offence Act 1955, but later it was renamed as the Protection of the Civil Rights Act of 1955. So those who practices the untouchability, it is an offense that committed by those people, and they will be prosecuted, they will be punished according to the Protection of the Civil Rights Act 1955. And if you any one of you just see this types of the situation, see this type of the context in any other in any places, that you can inform, you can visit the police station, and you can say that this is what that I am not getting my fundamental right, and not my fundamental right is not in processed. My fundamental right is violated because that I have been I have been practiced the process of untouchability. But the Untouchability Offence Act has been abolished according to Article 17 of the Indian Constitution. But there are some people, those who didn't live the practices of processing the untouchability. That's why those people has to be prosecuted according to the Protection of the Civil Rights Act 1955. So this is what that you have to say. Well, this is about Article 17 of the Indian Constitution. Let me also give you a brief understanding about the next one, the last one of the right to equality. That is, Article 18 talks about the abolition of titles. Abolition of titles. So that is Article 18. So Article 18 talks about the abolition of titles. The titles generally in the ancient periods, not in the ancient periods, but when the king's rule were going on at the time, those kings were called as the Maharaja or Raja Bahadur or something. What is that basically called? So in the different terms, like the titles which is given in front of their names, like Raja Bahadur, Maharaj, and so in this way there are some terms, right? I think that those terms were being put before the name of those people. But now those titles have been abolished. So that is what talks about Article 18. So Article 18 talks about the abolition of titles except in the military cases, except in the naval and the military cases. Those titles are not even the awardees of the Bharat Ratna, the great civilian award of the India, the Bharat Ratna award, as well as the Padma awards like Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan, etc. All these awards, even in front of those people also, these titles have been abolished. They are also not using these titles like Padma Vibhushan, Padma Bhushan, must be a Bharat Ratna or something like that, right? Because according to Article 18 of the Indian Constitution, that the titles have been abolished. So that's what that we need to use. We shouldn't use the titles in front of the names. So those titles can be used only in front of the names of the military people. If you want to become, if you are working in the field of a military, like suppose you see there is a army and who is a general, so we can say that the General Bipin Rawat. So in this way, the military, for the military cases this is permitted, but for other cases that the titles are abolished, that you are not allowed to put for the other cases. Well, that's all about Article 18, and that's you need to remember, and we are not going to go so much deep of that because this is not so much essential for you to understand. And I think that you have understood in a very detailed and clear manner, that is whatever it is needed for you. That is from Article 14 to 18 that we have discussed here. That is what the right to equality. The article, once again, let me give you a summary on this. Article 14 that we have discussed about, the equality before the law and equal protection of the laws. Similarly, Article 15 talks about the prohibition of discrimination only on the grounds of religion, race, caste, sex or place of birth. Similarly, Article 16 talks about the prohibition of discrimination, in matters of the public employment, only on the grounds of religion, race, caste, sex or place of birth. And Article 17 talks about the abolition of untouchability, or the process of the practicing untouchability, abolition of untouchability. Similarly, Article 18 talks about the abolition of the titles which is used in front of their names. So this is what all it is discussed from Article 14 to 18. So this Article 14 to 18 is a very important fundamental right that which we have, that is the right to equality. And out of the 6 fundamental rights, we have completed only the one fundamental right in a very brief understanding and a very brief manner and systematic manner. I think it is very clear to you. And the next fundamental right that we will discuss, that is the right to freedom. The right to freedom, and in the right to freedom, whatever the various topics comes under this right to freedom. So the right to freedom comes under Article 19 to Article 22. So this is what we are going to discuss in next period.